Welcome back to the pajama party. Welcome back to the pajama party. A Pac's perspective is what we're gonna see tonight. Welcome back to the pajama party. Welcome back to the pajama party. A Pac's perspective is what we're gonna see tonight. Yeah, yeah. One more time. Yeah. Hello, babes. Hello, dandelions, and welcome back. Welcome back to A Pac's Perspective. Now, listen, before we get started, it is on me to pray. So please, if you can close your eyes, bow your heads, open your ears. And if you don't want to close your eyes, just listen. Just listen. If you don't want to bow your head, just listen. Just listen to the prayer. But Lord, thank you for another new season of A Pac's Perspective. Thank you for bringing me back here once again with your children, Lord. And I ask that in all of us gathering here and me joking, Lord, that I can still help somebody to see your character, your love, your light. Help me to have strength to share my testimony and to say it with the as utmost confidence as I can, Father. And I just ask that you would use me to get your point across, to help encourage somebody, to help heal somebody, Lord. And I ask to the one listening, to the one watching, Lord, that you would just go before them, that you would bless them, bless their goings and comings, increase their territories, Lord, enlarge them. Please touch their minds and their hearts. Please touch our souls, Lord. Please dwell among us. Please heal us of any hurt, Lord, of any offenses that we may be trying to feel. And Lord, asking that you would just forgive us for our sins, Lord, that we have committed against you knowingly and unknowingly, Lord. We rebuke every spirit, every spirit that's not from you, every demonic attack, every witch, every soothsayer. We send it back to hell and we bind it up on earth as you bind it up in heaven, Lord. And I love you and I thank you for allowing me to have a safe space with the ones you've given to me. And I just give them back to you, Lord, and just ask that you'll dwell among us and cover me. It's in Jesus' name that we and I ask and pray. Amen. All right, babies, we're back. We are back. So updates and new things that we are getting into. So I have been busy on the great things I can draw. So please go check that out if you've missed any of those. I've been very active on TikTok and Instagram. There's dance covers, there's voice covers, there's skits now. Okay, we're doing it all. We're thriving and surviving. There's even videos of the eclipse. Okay, and so if you would like to check out other things that I get into, please go check out my Instagram and TikTok. Some things I post there that I don't post here because of like the audio restrictions, and just they are shorter videos, and you know, so I post there, over here, up there. I also have a Wattpad account now. If you would like to go read, I wrote some poems. I am writing poems. I write poems. I write poems. I write music. And so I've started writing poems about my healing journey and walking with the Lord. And I really think that you will like them, or at least that's my hope. So if you want to go check it out, I will have it linked in the description. Yes, the real Bible stories are back, just as well as A Pac's Perspective. Everything is new. We're new. It's been a while. I know. I'm happy to see you too. I got a new mic. Okay. I got a new chair. We're out here rocking in the land of the living. Well, new chair in the fact of I have another chair that I hijacked from my mom. But yes, so I want to do things a little bit different on this season, and so I really do hope that you enjoy. If I could get my English together, I really do hope you enjoy the things I have coming your way and the things I have to say. Hey, but come home. This is your safe space. Come dwell with me. We got cookies here. All right, so I know that one thing I was doing was Woman of the Week. And while I did love that, who knows, maybe it'll come back one day. I really wanted to start doing words of the day. It's been something that I've wanted to do originally, but I was like, people don't want to hear my vocabulary words. We're going to learn words together, okay? We are going to learn words together. We are obviously going to learn how to English together as well. But, you know, I'm a fan of being able to use big, proper, elegant words whenever I am in a discussion with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of being like, that's so horrible, being like, that's atrocious. It hits different, don't it? Or instead of like, what's another big word? Every time I try to think of big words, they're never there in my brain cells. But instead of, it is very crucial. It is imperative. You see what I did there? Big words, big words. It took me like 2 minutes to come up with that big word. But the point is, okay, let us expand our vocabulary and get educated together. All right. So your word of the day, of the night, of the day, whenever you're viewing this, is astute. Astute. It is an adjective. And it means having or showing shrewdness, an ability to notice and understand things clearly, mentally sharp or clever. So to use this in a sentence, you'd be like, that lady was very astute as she put together that puzzle piece. I don't know. I had it and I lost it. I didn't use up I didn't look at the sentence that they have for the word, okay? But astute. That man was very astute as he looked at the newspaper article about missing puppies. I didn't do with it what you will. I gave you the definition, okay? I'm giving you my sentences, okay? I am being very astute. We're gonna get better at this too, friends. Anywho's, I understand the meaning of it. I really do. But trying to come up with a sentence, I didn't think it was gonna be this hard. But yeah, it is very astute of you to notice that today I wore magenta instead of, what color is magenta? Oh my goodness. Her reasoning was very astute as she looked at the 45 degrees angle on that Pythagorean theorem. That's okay. We're bombing it out here. She was very astute as she dealt with the crisis of students who did not want to pay attention to. No. She was very astute in getting her students to play hangman instead of being on their phones. I don't know. You get the point, okay? I keep trying to give it to you, all right? And I don't know if I'm helping or harming. So we're going to be better at this. But just know, the word of the day is astute. Astute. We are learning together, okay? Yes, yes, yes. So, instead of fake it till you make it, I actually want to take a different avenue, and I'm very excited and nervous about this at the same time. And I just hope that this translates well. But I have a lot of concert footage from different K-pop and K-hip hop concerts that I have attended, and I've been sitting on them. They're just in my gallery. I know once before I did talk about on here, you know, K-pop and stuff like that, but it wasn't really a thing that I just like kept talking about or doing. It was kind of just like a one episode and done. And I'm gonna be very honest with you in the opening of this, and just say, a lot of it was my fear. I didn't want to be judged wrong and, you know, looked upon wrong. I didn't want to say the wrong things, especially because liking K-pop and really loving Korea in general has been something that I've had to fight with a long portion of my life, because people, I don't know how this notion came to be, but in a lot of people's minds, because I am a black lady, I should not like K-pop or Korea. And I just feel like that's very damaging, first of all, because we should love everybody regardless of their culture and background. But to say that like I can't enjoy something because I'm black, like, who you think you're getting the music from? I'm sorry. I'm just going, hey, don't sit there and act like you don't know, okay? A lot of that stuff is rooted in the African-American culture. You can see it. The proof is in the pudding. I ain't even got to tell you. But, yeah, I wanted to share my story, especially because I was telling my best friend, I came across this wild Reddit thread, and I'm not gonna link them. I'm gonna just say the general statements being made is, I don't understand why black people or black women like K-pop, or, you know, I don't understand why black women want to understand if like their biases are attracted to them, because that's a damaging mentality, and just all these things. And so let me start by saying, as I tell you about these experiences and stories, number one, I'm gonna hype it up because I remember what happened, okay? And that was my moment to shine, okay? You know how people say you got like 5 seconds of fame? That was mine. So you're gonna let me enjoy my storytelling, okay? But I will say, the truths I take from that is, baby girl, whoever's viewing this, baby boy too, but really baby girl, because I feel like I'm here for my sisters, okay? Sisters, you could be any shade, okay? But really, I want to encourage black women. I've said that a lot. Like, I want to hype up black women. I want to be here and be like, baby, you're black and you're beautiful and we're thriving together. But if you're any race, sit here. Enjoy these stories too, because the grand scheme of things is, you are beautiful the way you are. And no, you don't need to find your validation in a man unless it's the Lord himself, you know, Jesus Christ. And you don't need a man to tell you that you're beautiful, because you simply are beautiful. You don't need anybody telling you you're beautiful, because you are. It's nice to hear it. I love hearing it. Compliment me, please. I love hearing it. But even if nobody ever did, I know that I'm beautiful because of how the Lord created me. And not only that, but beauty is not skin deep. People love to be like, oh, you're beautiful because, like, you know, you barely ate food today. I don't know why I was trying to mimic a skinny face, like whatever. But the point is, you're beautiful because of who you are on the inside. Your personality is what makes you beautiful, because I've seen some people walking around looking like a whole billboard, but the moment they open their mouth, I was like, Lord, help me not judge, because it's rough out here in the land of the living. So in everything, just remember to be a kind person. Remember to be kind. Remember, your validation don't come from men. It don't come from women. It comes from the Lord. I want to say that first, because in this storytelling and being so, you know, and extra that I can be, I don't want you to miss the part. This is for entertainment, and for me, really, I want to encourage somebody, a black girl, and say like, these things can happen, and like, don't be afraid to go to concerts. Don't be afraid to interact with anybody, but especially those who are foreign to you, because you'll never know what you'll get in return. Don't be afraid to live your life. Go to those concerts, enjoy yourself, have fun, meet artists, be a human, do those things. Yes, even as a black girl, you can do those things and still have the best of fun. And that is why I want to tell these stories too, because you'll see, we're just gonna get into all of it. So I am pretty sure I said this before, but I'm gonna backtrack it and say it again. My first, and this is also why I want to talk about this too, because it is very important for you not to judge other people and not to have preconceived notions. And we're going to get into why. I've stated this on the channel before too. When I first, so I grew up in Jasper, Texas, South, deep South, like South. Like, that's the deep and dirty South. Like, people don't understand. It's rough over there. Like, Jasper is a land of its own, you know. Like, I was raised away from the longest standing slave church in America. Like, this is a wooded area, like the South. Okay, just get that in your head. It's the South, the dirty South. Anywho's, we only really had white people there, a few Hispanics and blacks. Then, of course, as I grew up over time, we did start to have more people, more Asian descendants. So like Vietnamese people, people from Thailand, people from Korea. I remember this one girl, I'm not going to say her name, but if she ever sees this, know that I remember you. I went to high school with her. She was very sweet. We were on a tennis team together. She was in my keyboard class together. I remember you. She was babe. She was always so encouraging. She was always so sweet. There was another guy who got picked on and bullied a whole lot. And one of his first English words was not the nicest of English words. I had a best friend in the nail salon. He was Vietnamese, and I was like, I am too young for you, and you have a wife, but in another life, maybe. And he was my favorite. Every time I came to get my nails done, he would do my nails. He would talk to me. He treated me like a little princess. Him and his wife, honestly, they were the sweetest family. Loved their kids. They were just wholesome. They were wholesome. But I say all that to say, my first ever ideas about Asians came from what I heard from other people. And one thing I heard was that they just really love math, and that they were really smart, and that that's kind of how they live their life. That's very racist, right? And very like insensitive. But that's very racist, right? And insensitive. And at the time, I didn't realize that it was racist and insensitive. I also didn't go around saying that about them, but that's what I knew. So my logic was very racist and insensitive. And so it behooves me. I'm sorry, that just literally popped up in my, it behooves me to tell you the story. But imagine my surprise when teenage me, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is how old I am. I'll tell you, I'm 27, but one night I was staying with my dad in Houston for summer vacation, and there was this channel, and it was called Mnet, and the show was called Showbiz Korea. Oh my goodness, mind blown explosion, y'all. I ain't never seen such a thing. I couldn't believe my eyes. I could not believe what I was seeing, and literally one of the first things I said was, oh my God, I can't believe they like music. I don't even know. I don't even know. But I knew I said that, okay? I said it. I said it. I was a teenager. There's no excuse, okay? Because you should train people when they're young. But my logics, okay, it was just very busted, okay? I can admit that. I came from some bad logics. But so when I saw this channel, I'm like, dang, like, you know, they really moving and grooving. So I'm going to tell y'all. The first K-pop video I ever saw, it was called Freeze by Block B. And I don't know what it was about Jiho. I don't know if it was that dang bushy ponytail, if it was that smoky eyeliner on his eyes, if it was that deep voice that was rapping to me, but I was like, oh, Freeze. Oh, what the bedazzling colors. I was like, who are these people? Who are these people? And then I remember I saw Super Junior, I think it was Bonamana, and I was like, oh, he got his shirt off. It was wild. It was wild. Being exposed to that stuff was just like uncharted territory for me. I didn't know that they was hanging like that. I didn't even know that I was liking to hang like that. I was like, hey, like, here we go. And honestly, all of my bad logics came and bit me straight in the behind, because I ended up basically falling in love with these men. And so at one point, y'all, I'm telling y'all, like, the groups I watched was like Block B. I said that Super Junior, TVXQ, 2 PM. I mean, this was back when like J Park was like again and again and again and again, yeah. Again and again and again. I mean, this was back then. This was like when K-pop was like, I got a boy in my chin, I got a boy chaka, I got a boy, you know, and Sister was like, my boy, oh my boy, baby, na 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 na. Back then, in those days when FX was like electric shock, electric, just to name a few, but you know, yes, it was then. And so I remember that, you know, as soon as I saw it, you know, that was back when like Pops and Soul was like a thing. And there was a guy from Dalmatian. I can't remember his name. I think it was like Eddie or something like that. But he used to host it. So I used to watch like After School Club, all of that stuff. All of that stuff. This was back when like Brown Eyed Girls was a thing. Like this, it was some rough beginnings. But I was back there kicking it with them, the ancient ones. And so... y'all are not ancient. I'm so sorry. We're all older now, but you know, the older generations, let's put it like that. And so I remember that I was like, okay, apparently I'm attracted to Asians, you know, and I didn't know how to deal with it because that was something I ain't ever dealt with before. I didn't realize I would be attracted to them, but let me pause right here and say, you should not just be attracted to people, especially Koreans, for K-pop, or and at this rate, there's many people. There's people from China over there, Thailand. So you should not be attracted to any Asian because of K-pop or any pop. You should not be attracted to Black people because of rap. You shouldn't even be attracted to white people because of country. Like, you really need to know whoever it is that you're learning. And so, carrying on. This story is already all over the place, Jesus, but I got time. I got time to work it. So I started looking into Korea and I was like, man, this is a beautiful place. What they were showing on TV. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I would love to go over here and like explore this place. Like, you know, I felt like I was falling in love with another place, which once again was something new on me because I had never like fell in love with another place outside of America. And so, excuse me, I started listening to K-pop. And it was just, wow. And let me, before I get into the concert part, let me just say this and put this disclaimer here. I want you to know, like, these idols, these people who are performing on stages, they are still people. All right. And you need to see them for who they are before you decide if you truly, quote unquote, love a person. Because I have met some Asians that are great. And I have met some Asians that are not so great. I have met some white people that are great. I have met some white people that are not so great. I have met some Black people that are great. And I have met some Black people that are not so great. Point is, you really need to know a person to decide like your feelings about them. Don't just be caught up in, oh, he rapping in like 15 different languages and he done changed eyeshadow like 5 times. No. Okay. No, do not look with your eyes. Okay. Cause you'll get caught up. Let me tell you, I'm going to say this here, and I want to say this in the most respectable of ways. Do not let people look you out of your panties or talk you out of your panties. Get to know people, okay? Yeah, he fine, but what is he bringing to the table? What is he saying to you? Do he know the Lord, okay? Do he got a 401k plan? At this time, we can't even look towards the retirement. The future is now. What is he bringing to the table now? If you cooking and cleaning, is he going to put up the dishes like you... No people. That's what I'm saying. No people. Eye candy is nice, but don't be out here trying to plan a whole life with Namjoon and you don't even know what Namjoon gonna be up to in 5 years. You gotta have these plans mapped out. Anywho's, because I love Namjoon too, but I don't know Namjoon to be like, oh, I just love everything about him. I know what he shows me, okay? I know Tokyo is a bop song, but I like the experience of girl. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get it together. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to poke fun at Namjoon because that song, hello. But I hope you really get the point of what I'm saying before I get in these stories, because I really want you to understand, like, these stories are great, these interactions are great, but people, they do get paid to do fan service, okay? And I'm not saying that your interactions are not like interactions, but just know, you paid all this money for a concert ticket. They are getting paid to provide you with this fan service. But as I also say, these, you gonna see, okay? Because I was like, fan service or not, this was my moment. Okay, get into it. So I'm gonna walk you through some of the concerts that I've been to. I don't know if, because I honestly haven't counted them out on my hand, but I feel like I've been to at least 10 concerts my whole life between K-pop and K-hip-hop to get you where you need to be. So hopefully this will last this whole season, but if not, I'm gonna just give you the ones I have and we're gonna keep it rocking. So the first group we're gonna talk about is Topp Dogg. So in all seriousness, I want to take you back to like some of the dark things and not so nice things that I have encountered and heard as a Black fan. So I saw Topp Dogg in 2015. I was a freshman in college. Okay, I had only been to like one other concert in my life, and it was Justo Llamas Eres Tú. If you don't know who he is, look him up, okay? Because I don't know how else to give it to you, but it was a Spanish concert that was put on that my teacher took us to, and it was very nice. He came to Woodville, Texas, which that is just as small as Jasper, Texas. So I'm flabbergasted at that. But anywho, to get to the story at hand. So my first ever big concert, quote unquote, was Topp Dogg. Now, when I first got into Topp Dogg and K-pop, one thing that I heard that really like shook me up, and I'm really gonna elaborate on this because the next group we're talking about is BTS. But one thing I heard even with Topp Dogg was like, they don't like Black people. They don't like Black girls, you know, and all of the fan accounts that I had read at the time were girls who were not Black, and they were talking about, you know, basically how they received so much love and acceptance. And honestly, as a person at the time who wanted acceptance and who craved like attention, I wanted to know, it made me afraid to go to these concerts and feel like, okay, they're not going to pay me attention because I'm not white or like light skin. Like, this was an avid fear for me as a 17-year-old. And so, well, 18 years old. I had turned 18 at the time. So, you know, if you haven't listened to the real Bible stories, long story short, me and interactions with guys, it's limited. It's limited. I ain't ever really had that. So of course, when these concerts come up, I'm like, yeah, I want to meet and greet these people. Like, yes, I want to be in front of Gone. Yes, I want to look at Genesee and Hansel and Bijou and Keto and, you know, who else was in the group? A-Tom and P-Kun and Zero and Nocta, Sangdo, Hojun. I hope I didn't miss anybody. But, you know, I was really excited. Seo Gong, he didn't go to this concert. He was injured. So, you know, but I remember when I was first ever learning Topp Dogg, I was like, there's a lot of people in here. And I'm gonna put a poster in because y'all, if you see my room, like my old room, when I tell you I used to be, and it's not that I'm not heavy into K-pop now, but y'all are not about to be breaking my bank accounts every other month with all these posters and CDs. Like, we got real responsibility. We got real things to worry about now. But I had the posters. Okay? The photo cards. I had it all. Baby, when I tell you I had a fat stack of photo cards, I mean, I had one, okay, I may not remember to say it next week, but in case I don't, I had like a fat stack of 64 Yoongi cards, okay? Like, we were in here behind these men. And so, the first group I wanted to see was Topp Dogg. You know, I had knew enough of their songs to know that, like, I wanted to see them. They were coming in Houston, and to me that was like crazy, because don't nobody ever come to Texas. Whatever, I don't want to hear no person be like, oh, K-pop artists now they come to Texas more, but they'll dance literally everywhere around Texas and be like, we love Texas, yeehaw, but you ain't come, you ain't show up, you wasn't here. Love Texas. We are wonderful. Everybody wants to wear the cowboy hats, but where the love at? Where the Texas love at? But anywho's, they were coming to Texas, and I was really excited about it. And at this time I had a friend who she was gonna go with me. And so I took the bus to my grandma's house. She came and picked me up, and no, my dad came and got me. I got lectured about going to a concert, but to me, it was still worth it anyway, because I was going to that concert, okay? My grandma had got me the tickets for Christmas, and I was staying with her that weekend, and then going back to school, back to college, because I couldn't afford to miss too many days. So, meeting Topp Dogg, this concert it really set up the hype for me, okay? So, that day I had got this shirt made, and it said "Gone," and it had like the number 1. I'll include an outfit, but you know, that was my bias, you know. So if you don't know, I don't know, if you don't know about K-pop and you're like, what is this? So in K-pop you have biases, right? You have biases and you have bias wreckers, and honestly the bias wreckers, they be fighting you on every hand. But so my bias in Topp Dogg, please stop smiling, I feel like I'm blushing. It's gone. It's gone. It will forever be that man. Okay. I love him. At one point it was, see what I mean? I love him. You see how that, at one point it was P-Goon, but then he kind of ended up becoming a bias record. It was just gone. I had hard eyes around him. I think it was because honestly, looking at him, he was tall. Okay. He was a singer, and I was just, when I saw him, it was like I looked at him and I saw in him, I don't know. But so I had on this shirt that said "Gone." I had on this brown leather jacket. I had some weave in my hair, half weave, because like this top was my hair, but this was snatched with the blue hair, okay? And I had on these like dark blue flower pants. Now that I don't have a picture of, but anywho's, and I had on some kitty ears. I still have the kitty ears that they're hanging up. You know what? If you're listening to this on the podcast, you just gonna have to go look at YouTube if you want to see it. These are the ears I had. So we gonna put them on. If they don't start hurting my head, I'll keep them on. And so I get to the venue, and my friend, she has to take the train there to the venue. And it's like in downtown Houston, okay? And so I get dropped off. My grandma's like, are you gonna be good here? I'm like, yeah, I got this. So she leaves, right? And so we're out there. This is the first time I ever seen a flash mob. There's girls out there dancing. Like, it's a grand old hunky-dory time. I think it was like at Live Nation where it happened. I can't remember, but it was downtown Houston. And so we are standing outside in this line, and there's this guy who comes out. I still remember his name. His name was Jin, and he was like making footage for Topp Dogg, and he was like, is there anything you want to say to them? Like anything that, you know, you want them to know? And so I in my very adolescent mind made a video to Gun. This is so embarrassing. And I basically was like, look, I love you. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. I was like, I love you so much. And, you know, I hope you get rest whenever you can, but I'm happy to see you. And I'm just so happy that you're here, right? And so he's like, thank you. Like, he's going to enjoy it. He's going to love it, da, da, da. So we go into the concert hall, and like, it was like a section A, B, and C. So on section A, we were 3 rows from the front. Like we were very close to them. And like I say, I have footage. Oh, Genesee, that's another one of the members. Sorry, Genesee. And so the concert starts. I ain't ever wanted to record nobody at a concert. So y'all, I literally had my flash on. And this security guard came up to me and he was like, ma'am, turn your flash off. And like, I didn't realize what target I had put on my back in that moment, because I had seen Keto like look at me and different people, and I'm like, oh my God, they're noticing me. No, they were noticing the flash on my camera. That's what they were noticing. And so they did this song called Annie, and I was, y'all, I'm telling you, I show the footage, but me trying to be a camera woman at concerts, it's kind of failed me a little bit. But so, you know, in the concert, like I tell you, fan service is just chef's kiss, right? Like, you know, it's a great time. I don't know what to say. It was a great time. It was a great concert. And then there was this one song, Aria, A-R-A-R-I-O, Aria. I always say it wrong. Aria. You get the point, okay? I'm sorry for butchering the name of this song title. But if you've seen the video, or if you go look it up, it's Toppdogg. But anyways, they're doing this song and they're dancing like with this fan and stuff. So let me tell you about how they trap you now. When I was first ever recording some of their other performances, I remember going looking at me and I was like, this can't be happening. And I am the type of person where it takes a lot for me to think that somebody is like looking at me, showing interest in me. I think it's the girl behind me, beside me, because I've always been so insecure about myself that I just never felt like I was worth looking at, you know, or really felt that anybody cared to look at me, especially because at this time, I'm a black K-pop artist, and they don't like, I'm not a K-pop artist, Lord, I'm a black K-pop fan, and they don't like, you know, black fans and stuff like that. And so he is doing this first, before he did this dance, he's doing another dance, right? And he's smiling at me and he's looking at me, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, I see him looking, but I also don't think he's looking. And then my friend, she's like, no, he's definitely eyes peeled in your direction. And I was like, but he wasn't the only one. There was a lot of people who had the eyes peeled. Now there was a lot of fan events and I didn't get chose for any of them. And I was kind of bitter because I'm like, y'all could have let a sister up there, but whatever. So back to the song Aria. I'm sorry. But so I'm sorry that I'm going off on a tangent, but you're gonna have to get this randomness, because once again, that was like my hour of glory right there. And so in this song, there's a point where like they're dancing with the fans, they're flicking it, they're, you know, and so to basically demonstrate, I have the video. I'm gonna show the video because I ain't gotta do that. But so you can see that he points straight at me, and I'm not gonna put the audio because copyright, but to the squeal that I had let out behind this man more than once, it was atrocious, okay? Like I knew that I had been a sheltered babe, but that that was shocking. That was astounding. And so, oh goodness. So yeah, he was pointing the fan at me and stuff like that. And so then Genesee comes out and he does this song called My Star, I believe. And so Genesee is sitting there, he's by himself, and like, it's kind of the last song, you know, and like, we had went up to the stage because I didn't know you could go to the stage, okay? But everybody was going up to the stage, so I'm like, I'm going up to the stage, right? And I was right at the stage recording them as they walk by and like smile and wave at me and stuff, you know, and greet me and everything. Y'all, and this is why, like, no matter what, there's only one other person who matches him on this level of like my love for him. And I don't even think, because nah, gone, he will forever take the cake for this one. Like, my first impression was the best impression. He will just forever hold my heart in this regard. And so gone, he walks over to me like where we're at, and he's, you know, waving his hand. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put the video up. He's pointing, he's talking. If you're on the podcast, like I said, if you're listening, you're gonna have to go to YouTube, but I'm gonna try to explain it for you. But he comes over to where I'm at, y'all, and he like flicks his hand out for me to take. And like when I take his hand, and I still have this screenshot, he looks at me and I was a singing in my heart of hearts. Yes, I was. Like, y'all, I felt like that man had proposed to me. It didn't even last that long, but to me, it was an eternity. Time stopped. There was only you and I. Like, shambles. That man had me in shambles. And after he held my hand, even then I had squealed and giggled, and he was like laughing or whatever. And so it was a thing. It was a thing. But let me tell you about the fan. I really hate it for the fans nowadays who can never like experience a fan interaction, especially with Topp Dogg, because they're no longer together. And it was really sad what happened to them, and they were just one of these great groups where meeting them, like I say, their personalities, they were so funny. And looking back on it now, it makes me see like how much more we are alike than diverse, you know, like personality wise. They just remind me a lot of like Black people I've met, white people I've met. Like, that's why I say we're all the same in like how we carry ourselves. It's not a culture thing. We are one universal body, if you will, quote unquote. Like, we all speak the same language. So please don't judge people, because we are more alike than you think. But anyways, when the concert's over, they have this table spread out, and they are sitting down at the table, and you can walk up to them. They'll sign this poster for you, and you know, you'll go to the next one. And honestly, I had to look and see. That poster is still somewhere where, I don't know. I believe it's still somewhere. Anywho's, they're signing the posters, right? All of them are signing this poster. And okay, so before this happened, there's another picture I want to insert, because y'all, you can't see that many dots, but you see my face up in there with these kitty ears on, smiling behind who else? P-Goon. And I mean, like, they did talk dirty to me, and I was like, Gun is my bias, but P-Goon, I hope his wedding life is going amazing. We can't get it together. So, but at the time he was single, but now he's married. So we're gonna step away from that one. But when we come up to the line, P-Goon was the first one that I encountered. And y'all have to understand, my best friend is gonna eat this up when she sees this, because I don't think I'll ever be able to live this down. Not ever. So when I saw P-Goon, the first thing out of this man's mouth was, "Oh, you're a pretty kitty. You're a pretty kitty." What? 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 Let me calm down, because that sparked some more emotions. I couldn't believe what I had heard. I don't get compliments a lot from the other species, okay, from the other sex. So especially at that time, like, to be told that I was a pretty kitty when guys in high school was like Bob Octavia, you know, it was just different for me, you know. And I was just like, oh, me. And yeah, I was blushing like I'm blushing now, cheeks warm and everything. And you know, he held my hand and he was signing my poster, you know, spitting game on me. And then the next person I saw was Atom. And, you know, he had the long hair. And so that was taking me out. And I was trying my best to not simp for this man. But the whole group had me simping. I'm not going to even lie to you, but especially Atom. And he was like, "Oh, you're the one." And I was like, "Come again?" What? He was like, "You're the one." And he was like, you love Gone." And I was like, "Yeah, I do love him." And he was like, this is no good. This is not good. And I said, "It's not good that I love him." And he was like, "No, you need to love me. Don't love him." And so I was like, "I do love you. Like, I love you too." And I was like, "It's gonna be okay. I got love for you too." And so after him, I ended up I stood in front of Bijou, Hansel, and there is another one whose name it's right there on my tongue. Bijou, Hansel, and Yano. That's who it was. Please tell me I'm getting that right. But yeah, it was them three next. So Bijou, he was just really sweet. He was like, you know, thank you for coming. I was like, nah, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. And so him and Bijou and Hansel was both talking to me at the same time. And Hansel was like, your eyes are so beautiful. Like, you're very beautiful. And I'm like, who are you? Why are you in my face? Why are you all up in this? And so, as you can imagine, me talking about it years later, just think how I was feeling the day of. Like, I was flustered. I was like, oh, thank you. You know, like, you're beautiful. I love your eyes. He had on contacts, y'all, but I was just trying to fight to get through it. You gotta understand, it was a lot of men feeding me a lot of compliments, and it was too much to process in my little mind, okay? Because once again, we have not had that type of encouragement from the opposite sex. So I was eating it up. I was eating. 18-year-old me was like, this is my harem right here. Like, this is what it's all about. And so yeah, I talked to Bijou and Hansel, and they signed my posters. And then I stood in front of Yano, and I kid y'all not, we just gonna say, because I ain't gonna expose baby boy too bad, but his eyes, we just gonna say the eyes were a-looking. They were a-looking. And so, you know, he was like, what's up? And I was like, what's up? Like, what's good? And so after him, I saw Keto, and honestly, I was a little shy in front of him because, like, he's the rapper of the group, and I don't know what it is about rappers, but they have me in shambles too. And so, and like, it was his swag, and I was just like, if you could rock a beanie like that and look like hardcore, I don't want to mess with you too much. And so I was like, thank you for coming. He was like, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And I was like, please stop. Don't give me those eyes. And so after him, I saw Songdo. Yeah. And so I forgot to tell y'all about Songdo. At one part of the concert, and I can't remember if I was recording at this point or not, but Songdo, literally, he leans over in front of me, like he's on stage and I'm, you know, in the row. He leans over and he's like waving at me, smiling. And y'all, my dumb butt, and this is not the only time I do this at a concert either, I go meet and he's like, yeah, and he's waving, and I'm like like, hello, notice me. And so when I got in front of him, he's smiling, I'm smiling, you know, he's like, it's so good to see you, like you look beautiful. And I'm like, thank you, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me backtrack one more. Before Song though, I believe it was Genesee. I'm gonna tell it. I'm not gonna tell her name, but I'm gonna tell this story because it is one of my favorite stories to tell. So, you know, there's a lot of us, obviously, right? You know, trying to wait for them to sign our posters and stuff. So my friend at the time was in front of me, and y'all, she told Genesee, because he was her bias, and she was like, yeah, I love Korea. I speak Korean too. And he was like, oh, for real? Yeah. And she was like, yeah, I speak Korean. I've been speaking it for a while now. Y'all, he said something to her in Korean and she did not even know what it was that he said. And it was the funniest thing ever because while she's fighting, she's blushing, all right, and trying to get it together. And she's not black. So you can see the blush on her cheeks evident. She is speaking and there was two girls behind me. I remember I think both of them were Latina. And as she's speaking and saying this and she can't understand, literally I'm looking at her like, you lying. And then I look over at behind me and the other girls are like, it was one of the funniest moments because we all wanted to see what it was she had to say. Also, sorry about this squeaky chair, but we all wanted to see what it was that homegirl had to say. And let me just tell you, that was one of the funniest interactions I have ever seen between a fan and a K-pop idol, because it was rough for her, okay? It was rough for all of us, but we all held it together. And so Genesee was really nice. He was really sweet, you know. just said hello. And so Sangdo, you know, like I said, he was blushing, he was sweet. Nocta, he was blushing, he was sweet. I'm like, I'm making you blush like all this chocolate. Like I know. I'd make myself blush too. Don't come for me. I told you I was gonna live my moment of fame in this story. And so the second to the last person I get to, we're all waiting for this, aren't we? Yes, we are. I get in front of Gon. Lord, he is like, because he was signing my poster, y'all. He was signing my poster and he looks up and he goes, it's you. Yo, this man, remember me? Me. Okay, I know only hours passed, but it was hours in between that recording. And you got all these other fans that you just saw and you remember my face? I was like, all of y'all who said black fans are not worthy, y'all are lying. Like y'all lied. Like this is it. Nobody has ever said like, well, yeah, they have. So anywho's, his was the best though. Cause he was like, it's you. And y'all, he literally signed my poster twice. Gon signed my poster twice. And I say it was because he was so caught up in all this beauty that he didn't even realize he did it. But anywho's, girl. So he was like, it's you. And I'm like, yeah, it's me. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you two things. I'm gonna tell you the cringy part first so we can get this out of the story, because I know it's cute and everything and we are all living our girly tea time. I did it. I used the word that I realize now in my old age should never be used. I was that cringy sister doing it because I didn't know no better, and I let them pump me up in these K-pop songs, and I didn't do research for myself to understand the era of my ways. But I was new in K-pop. If I could give myself any defense before I tell y'all, I was new in K-pop. Okay, I hadn't been learning Korean at the time. That was like one of my first ever concerts, so I just thought that that's what you were supposed to do. I said to this man, when he said it's you, I said, nah, Oppa, it's me. I did it. I used the word that should never be used. I did it. I can't say anything other than you did. I did. I was that cringy sis. I'm sorry. Come back. Don't click off. Forgive me. Will you forgive me? Don't hold it against me. Okay. We all have those cringy moments where we don't know what we do. And that young me, she didn't know. All right. Old me would never do that. But young me, she didn't know, y'all. She just didn't know. I just wanted to impress Gon. Okay. And with the basic butchered Korean that I knew, he was getting that phrase. Nah, Oppa, it's me. Carrying on, he was like, oh, he liked it. And that doesn't make it better. That makes nothing about this better. But so after that interaction, he puts his pen down and he reaches his hands out for me. And I got to lace my fingers again. I got to hold his hands. Yes, I got to hold his hands twice. One of them 2 times, but you get the point. He held my hand, y'all. I know. I know fan service is a thing, but for me, this was personal. This was a personal moment. Okay, this was like me and my lover type thing. Like, nobody's ever gonna take that from me. Call it what you want. Okay, he didn't have to hold my hand. He didn't have to give me nothing that he gave me, but he held my hand. And y'all, I don't know. Like I say, for me, because he treated me like that, I think I'm gonna get to it at the end. So he holds my hand because there's one more person. Well, I really didn't get to speak to him, but he holds my hand and he shakes it and he's smiling at me and I'm smiling at him and he's smiling at me and I'm smiling at him. But after that, you know, the security guard was like, you gotta move the line. And I was like, forget you. Like, I'm trying to be locked in with Bae. Like, I'm trying to get the ring and you're not letting it happen. And so, you know, I squeeze his hands, you know, I thank him for coming or whatever. And I tell him I love you. He's like, I love you. And so then I moved on to Ho-Jun, but because there was like so many people and stuff, they were trying to rush the line. And honestly, if you are management of anything, you need to hear me when I tell you, stop letting y'all security guards treat fans like garbage, because overseas, they don't get rushed to have interactions with fans from what we see. But y'all literally being rude and forcing people, you know, not to, we don't get to see these people every day. We can't just fly to freaking Korea every chance we want just to see these people, and y'all literally ruin moments like that for people. Because let me tell you, security guards have been the worst at concerts, the worst. And y'all gonna hear about it. One lady, she was about to see me, but anywho's, I didn't really get to speak to Hojun. I just waved at him and he, you know, signed my poster, and I felt really bad because he's at the end of the line, you know, and people, like, they're rushing people so they don't really get a chance to, like, acknowledge him, and it just made me sad. But going back to Gone, I think one of the biggest reasons too why I'm just so enamored by that whole interaction is because, like I say, excuse me, yes, it is fan service, but he didn't have to do that, you know. And you have to realize, for me, it was even more special because one thing I was really fighting to believe was that as a Black fan, they would care for me, you know, or even want to interact with me. Because I was very much expecting to go into that concert hall and they were like, you know, just not feeling me. So for him to acknowledge, like, even as an artist loving a fan, for him to hold my hands, for him to tell me like he loved me, for him to sign my poster twice, and to just be kind to me, that's what did it for me, because he didn't have to be kind. And so, Gone, if you ever watch this, I always love you, and I will always love you. Always love you. All of it. All of that. Yes. So, friends, that was my concert experience. And like I said, they were very sweet. They were a very sweet group. I really hate that they're not together anymore, because that concert was like a dream concert. And you know how people tell you, like, you enjoy your moments, because man, when you look back on them, you'll be like, man, if I could just go back in time to relive that night all over again. It was just different. It was very fun. It was very chaotic, but in a great way. And they were the sweetest of people. And so, you know, like I say, if any of y'all ever view this, which I don't know who will view this, quite honestly, but just thank you for treating us like we were seen, you know, and for allowing us to have that interaction, because as much as it probably meant to y'all or didn't mean to y'all, it meant so much more. It means so much more to us. And I ain't gonna lie, that kind of boosted my confidence a little bit, because I was like, God told me he loved me, he signed my poster twice, and he held my hand. Like, I feel like Pearl on SpongeBob. I'm not gonna wash this hand for a month, y'all. I'm telling you, I was in shambles behind Gone for the longest time. For the longest time, he could do no wrong. Somebody be like, he blew up a school of puppies. Well, what did the puppies do? What did the puppies do to him? He gotta have a reason. He gotta have a reason. But no, for real, don't be out here excusing people if they do it wrong. But for real, like, it was my very first K-pop concert, and it was a very fun time. And so as we roll out these next few weeks, like I say, I'm gonna tell you about other experiences I've had, and really all I can say is all of my experiences have been great. You know, I don't think I've ever had one bad concert that I've went to. I think that I was just too caught up in my head about a lot of stuff, and we'll get into that at the other times. But we're leaving this here. I had fun. I had so much fun with Topp Dogg. I had so much fun being called a pretty kitty. Okay, I love being told my brown eyes were beautiful. I loved hearing how I should love one member over the other, because be jealous over me. Tell me why I should go in your lane and leave his alone. But it was a fun time. So if you're debating going to any kind of concert or trying anything new because you're Black, or because you're Black, or because you come from any culture, any any background, don't be afraid. Go, because you don't know, you just truly don't know how it can turn out. It might blow up in smoke, but guess what? You might be dancing on the flames. You just don't know. You do not know. And so don't limit yourself. Don't feel shy and timid. Be courageous, be strong. And if you really truly feel like the Lord is allowing you to experience something, know that He will go before you and He will bless you in these moments, because that didn't have to happen for me. That concert, everything about it was a blessing to me. It was so fun. It was something I'll never forget. And look, I get to share it with y'all. And so just go, have fun, and do it anyways. Do it because you want to do it and it brings you joy. But like I say, just a cautionary word is, don't put your emotions on these artists so much to where you truly feel like you own them, because you don't. They're human. They have a job to do, you know, and don't take it to heart if you tell one of them they love you, you love them, and they're like, okay, because that's their job, okay? And sometimes we all have moments where we are not our best selves, but we are not out here to judge people. So just be kind in everyone you meet and every interaction you get to have. Know that your validation does not come from them and from the actions. If it gives you confidence, now let it hype you up, like let it boost your ego, but don't let that define you. You know, I think my eyes are beautiful because I like looking in my eyes, not because Hansel told me that they were brown and pretty. You know, I think I'm a pretty kitty because I like my face, not because Pete Gun said it. But I remember that when I wear these cat ears, and my bestie will not let me live it down. It does not matter. That is the highlight of the concert. Never mind what I went through with Gone. She cares nothing about it. She's like, Pete Gun said, and I'm like, no, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. So really, friends, just be encouraged. Like, have your moments with these people. Enjoy it for what it is, you know, male group or female group. Enjoy it, because I met a female and I was like, you send me swing. Yeah, she was so sweet. She was the sweetest ever. I'm gonna get to it, but yeah, so just love them, man, and just realize that they are human, just like you are. They are human. And so before you try to display all your feelings out on them or feel like they're entitled to give you anything, remember, they are putting on a show for you. You don't know what they deal with behind closed doors. Concerts are just as important for them. So be kind and be understanding always. And don't feel like because, you know, one of them do hold your hand and tell you he love you, that he gonna marry you tomorrow, because that's not reality. It could happen, but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen. So take every interaction for what it is, have fun with it, enjoy yourself, and just walk away feeling happy that you got to not only experience this person, you get to see another world, baby. I got to talk to people whose first language isn't even English. I got to stand in front of people who live over a sea from me. And those moments are so special and so important, because for me, it bridged our world together through music, through something I love. I love music so much that I majored in it, so much that I actually do sing good in it. I love music, and I got to meet these people from a different world in a different background and share an hour and a half with them doing what we both love to do, singing the music. So I really do hope I encourage somebody, you know, and I just really want to tell you, baby, you're beautiful. It don't matter how big or small you are, you're beautiful, because your beauty is within you. And as long as you keep that heart pure, your light is always going to shine for people to see. So don't worry about the extra stuff. And if a person want to look, it don't matter what you're packing on, them eyes gonna be peeled, okay? Because I was a pretty kitty, remember? But if you did enjoy, please smack me with the like, kiss me with the like. Please comment, tell me about your first ever K-pop concert, okay? Use astute in a sentence for me. I want to see it in the comments, okay? But yes, please subscribe, please comment, please hit the bell notifications for when I post. Check out the channel. I have so many more things going on there. Don't forget to check out my socials for other content. And yeah, man, just be encouraged. And all this funniness, just just be encouraged. You're doing great, okay? And you are enough, and you are special, not because of any interaction you've ever had, but because of who the Lord created you to be, and simply because of who you are, because who the Lord created you to be. So please do always remember that the Lord does love and bless you. May He keep you. I love you, and I hope whenever you view this, you have an incredible day or an amazing night. Goodbye, guys. Good night, love you.